Good evening, good evening, good evening. Today is still Wednesday, October 8th, 2025. Back with another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Now, just when you think it can't get any worse, you've seen it all. So much, not just your normal stuff. We ain't talking about that. The everyday struggle, the bills and the economy and job losses, and we ain't talking about that. We see that all the time. But over the past at least 2 years, we've seen some strange and weird things happen. So much so to where we don't think about it no more. Because so much is happening so quickly, so often, that we don't have time to process what just happened before something else strange happens. Example. Just this time last year, the talk of the world was the orbs. Remember the orbs? The big balls of light? Like everywhere, people seeing them all over the place. Nobody knew what they was. Like, what the hell is that? Like fat ghost or something. Then the drones all over the place. At least they thought they was drones. We don't know what the hell it was, because they ain't told us. As a matter of fact, it just went away. Nobody talks about it anymore. We ain't no more knowing what it was then as we are now. Or now as we was then. Whatever. However the saying goes. Orbs. Mentioned in the Bible. Orbs. O-R-B-S. In the Bible. We seen them float around here. And nobody thought it was no big deal. Look at that orb. Oh, damn, they go orb. Then you start hearing people say, yeah, man, I see them all the time. What? You see them all the time, and don't nobody, it ain't on the news? It's no big deal. Y'all remember that? Orbs, drones, UFOs, spirits, doors opening and closing. You name it. And you say, well, damn. We done seen it all. It can't get much stranger than this. Then it goes away. Or did it? Or did somebody just get their broom and sweep? Well, ladies and gentlemen, they might have tried to sweep it under the rug, but they're back. When you thought we were dealing with enough, here these some bitches come. Now we got, looks like a comet, but it don't look like a normal comet. It's moving too goddamn fast, and the bitch can turn and go change direction. Comets don't do all that. It's called 3-eye Atlas. I'm about to show y'all all that. Then we got people on Capitol Hill testifying under oath. No, I'm gonna let y'all see for y'allself.
I now recognize Chief Wiggins for his opening statement. Please press your button. Thank you.
Good morning, Chairwoman Luna, Ranking Member Crockett, and members of the task force and the committee. Thank you for the opportunity to testify today. My name is Alexandro Wiggins. I'm an active duty U.S. Navy Operations Specialist, Senior Chief Petty Officer. Father of 3 and dedicated American testifying today in my personal capacity. The views I share are my own, and I do not represent the official positions of the Department of the Navy or any subordinate organization. On the evening of February 15th, 2023, at approximately 19:15 PST in the Whiskey 291 warning area off the coast of Southern California, I was serving on board USS Jackson. During that period, I moved between the Interior Communications Center, ICC-1, and the bridge wing, correlating the sensor picture with visual observations, part of my routine responsibilities for surface and air picture management. What I observed and what our crew recorded was not consistent with conventional aircraft or drones as they appear on our system. A self-luminous, tic-tac shaped object emerged from the ocean before linking up with three other similar objects. The four then disappeared simultaneously with a high synchronized, near instantaneous acceleration. I observed no sonic boom and no conventional propulsion signatures. No exhaust plume, no control surface articulation on the Sapphire image system. Shortly after the synchronized departure, radar tracks dropped. These observations were multi-sensor and recorded inside of ICC-1 with time location overlay visible in our source frames that have been made public by journalists. From my experience operating in this region over many years, and consistent with our public characterized encounters, unidentified objects reoccur in United States operation areas off Southern California. That fact alone does not tell us what they are, but it does argue the systematic stigma-free reporting and for the preservation of sensor data so analysts can evaluate safe and intelligence implications with rigor. I want to underscore 3 points for the task force and the committee. Aviation and maritime safety. When crews and watchstanders observe objects that maneuver or accelerate in ways that does not match known profiles and do so near our ships and aircraft, that is first and foremost a safety issue. Standardized checklists and training should ensure we capture the best possible sensor data in real time, including IR settings, slant range estimates, and bearing and range altitude snapshots, and immediate chain of custody for any recordings. Reporting without stigma, protection without retribution. Sailors need to know that reporting UAP encounters will not harm their careers. Congress can help by reinforcing witness protection and by directing the relevant office to maintain confidential, destigmatized channels for service members who step forward with data. Declassification and transparency where...
Now, that part he's saying now, they've been seeing stuff like this, but the soldiers or the military personnel are scared to report it because of retaliation. They ain't supposed to say nothing. So he asking for Congress protection for people that wanna, like whistleblowers that wanna say, hey man, we just saw some shit come up out the ocean. It wasn't human. So this ain't nothing new. They've been seeing it. Now they got this guy. This is not a YouTube video right there. That's a real congressional hearing. Those are not YouTube content creators. That's a real military active member, service person, testifying what he saw.
Awesome. The task force declassification mission is directly relevant here, where operational security permits releasing metadata preserved sensor excerpts or at least technical summaries would improve public trust and accelerate outside scientific scrutiny. That includes, when feasible, the time geo-reference IR frames and radar parameters needed for independent analysis. To be clear, I am not here to make claims beyond my lane. I am here to provide a first-hand account of what I saw, what our systems recorded, and why it matters for safety, for intelligence, and public confidence. My request to you is practical. help us capture, protect, fairly evaluate the evidence, and provide a safe pathway for those in uniform to report it. In closing, I want to thank the committee and the task force for holding this hearing and for placing this discussion in a forum where evidence can be examined carefully and openly. I appreciate your attention and stand ready to answer your questions. Thank you.
So let me get this straight. Here you are in the military, in the Navy. You and the fellas standing out on the deck. All of a sudden, you see some old Buck Rogers ass shit. Some old cylinder, semi-egg shaped thing just come up out the ocean. Self-illuminated, meaning it's lit up on its own. There's no like lights and headlights. It's just glowing. And it joins 3 more of them in unison, synchronized, and they just pew! Don't leave behind no smoke, no exhaust, no nothing, and immediately just go off radar. And the man is an expert at what he's saying, like, hey, we don't have nothing. Nobody on this planet have nothing that can fly like that. That can come out the ocean and then just pew! All in unison. No smoke, no engine exhaust, no trail, no nothing. Pew! And the government gonna say, there's nothing to see here. In other words, them people been seeing that type stuff. But they knew if they said something, they would get in trouble. So that's why he before Congress right there, testifying to what he saw, asking for the laws or whatever they got to be changed to where, hey man, I don't think it's safe for us to be out here on a ship and some shit just fly by the ocean and we don't know what the hell it is. Nobody knows what it is. Even if it's China or Russia, we need to know what the hell that is. They got that can do that. But it wasn't China, it wasn't Russia. They ain't from here. When you thought it couldn't get no stranger. Here come big war of that bullshit. But wait, there's more.
A close encounter on Capitol Hill with Representative Eric Burlison showing some whistleblower video during a hearing about UFOs. It seems to show a U.S. military drone shooting a missile at an unidentified object just off the coast of Yemen last year. But as CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie Daggett reports, the aerial mission did not go as planned.
The newly released video captured by a U.S. Reaper drone shows a glowing orb off the coast of Yemen. Suddenly, on the left side of your screen, you see a Hellfire missile zip in, strike that unidentified object, and bounce right off it. When we slow the video down, you see the Hellfire missile continue to travel on its path, that trajectory becoming clearer from this zoomed-out angle. Not shown is a second Reaper drone that launched the missile. Congressman Eric Burlison shared the video at a House Oversight Committee on what the military calls unidentified aerial phenomena, better known as UFOs.
That's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
We've never seen a Hellfire missile hit a target and bounce off.
Lou Elizondo is a former senior intelligence officer with the Pentagon.
The Hellfire makes a hit, a kinetic strike on something solid. There's usually not much left of whatever it is it's hitting. It's very, very destructive. What seems to happen is that the missile is either redirected or in some case perhaps glances off the object and continues on its way.
A recent government report revealed the government received more than 750 new UAP sightings in the 2024 fiscal year, leaving lawmakers digging into the mystery and national security concerns posed by these objects.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Yes.
Me too. There's a lot of information that's not in that video, like what mission they were on, and as they said, what are we even looking at here? We do know that the U.S. military was conducting airstrikes against Houthi targets at the time. Pentagon officials tell CBS News, no comment.
What the hell y'all mean? No comment. I got a comment. Help! How's that for a comment for your ass? No comment. A missile that will blow up a building. Bounce right off that son of a bitch. Help! But wait, there's more.
There's a mysterious interstellar object hurtling towards our solar system, exciting scientists across the globe. While many think it's just a comet, some theorizing a possible alien origin due to a few curious characteristics.
The peculiar thing about it is that it's moving along a trajectory that is very special.
Harvard physicist Avi Loeb has been tracking the object named 3I Atlas.
When it arrives closest to the sun, the Earth would be on the opposite side, and we won't be able to observe it. But that's exactly the time when it could do a maneuver to slow down and visit us. And one wonders whether this trajectory was designed by some extraterrestrial intelligence.
He's also interested in why the object doesn't show the usual signs of a comet, which normally have long, glowing dust trails behind them. But Loeb says Atlas appears to have a slight glow in front of it. So is it a piece of alien technology? Well, it's not exactly a close encounter of the third kind. The outer space anomaly is still drawing scientists into its orbit. NASA scientists first spotting 3I Atlas in July, just a tiny speck of light sailing through a sea of stars, a mind-bogglingly rare visitor from outside our solar system.
We're really excited about these objects. So far, we've discovered 3 interstellar objects, so it's a rare opportunity.
Days later, the European Southern Observatory took these high-definition shots, showing it traveling a whopping 130,000 miles per hour. It could be 3.5 miles wide, but luckily won't come close to Earth, and not everyone's on board with Loeb's theories. Oxford astronomer Chris Lintott telling Live Science in an email, any suggestion that it's artificial is nonsense on stilts and is an insult to the exciting work going on to understand this object. But Professor Loeb maintains he is keeping an open mind.
As a scientist, I'm guided by evidence, not by opinions of my colleagues, because our imagination is limited by our experience on Earth.
And when it comes to the vastness of space, there is plenty of room for big ideas. Scotty Schwartz, NBC News.
True that.
So you telling me we got to deal with a recession, horrible economy, out of work, can't afford the cost of living, struggling, don't know what you're going to do, how you're going to survive. We got to deal with all that and some goddamn aliens. And I ain't talking about Julio. Ain't that a bitch? Just when you thought it couldn't get no stranger, no weirder. Here come Big Ward with that bullshit. Get it, got it good. Bye.